All right, everyone, it's day 3 of Steelers training camp here at Saint Vincent College in Latrobe. Gerry Dulac along with Ray Fittiapldo. And Ray, we found out today that Russell Wilson missed practice again with a calf injury. And he said afterward that he injured his knee during the conditioning drills on day 1. And the irony of that whole situation, Ray, is that the Steelers this year, because of their new training staff, decided to change how they are going to condition the players on day 1. And one of the things they did was they implemented these heavy sleds that they want the players to push, which seems great for defensive linemen, offensive linemen in particular, but not necessarily quarterbacks. And I don't understand why, but that's how Russell Wilson got injured. He injured his calf pushing that heavy sled. He's 36 years old. Why they would have that type of conditioning for any quarterback, let alone a 36-year-old, is beyond me. And so they lose their quarterback for a couple practices. He says it's nothing serious. He said if it were up to him, he would have practiced, but they want to be cautious with him. But again, why implement that, and why have your quarterback do it?
You've been doing this, what, for 40 years?
Too long.
Have you ever seen a quarterback push a sled ever?
No, I have.
I mean, you're right. It's for offensive linemen. They do that almost every day. But, it's a new conditioning staff. This is the same staff that had Mike Tomlin change it up from an afternoon routine to a morning routine. They're doing things in a different manner. This one seems to have backfired, but hopefully Russ is back soon.
I got a feeling that's going to be the last time they have the quarterbacks or maybe wide receivers push a sled. And what it is they push it about 20 yards, and it's some type of heavy sled against the grass, and it is a tough push. You see the offensive linemen struggle with it, and obviously when Russell Wilson was asked, when's the last time you pushed a sled, I think his response was, well, it's been a while.
It's been a while.
I would imagine a long time.
And I think it'll be a while before he does it again, at least with the Steelers.
Once again, another day for Justin Fields to showcase some of his skills, and we saw it again when he gets those one-on-ones down the field. That's when he looks really good. When he has to throw it over the middle, that's when he seems to struggle. And so we saw him get off to a slow start and not have a really great passing day, but he throws those ropes down the field and the crowd goes crazy.
Yeah, listen, he was 1 for 5 in the 7 shots drill, opened 1 for 4. Kyle Allen actually came in, threw 2 touchdowns to tie up the drill, and Mike Tomlin, one of the starters, back in there. So Fields comes in, has a ball batted down. He goes 1 for 5, 6 for 16 on the day in 11-on-11 drills. By contrast, Kyle Allen, 9 for 10. So a good day for Kyle Allen, not a great day for Justin Fields.
We'll remind everyone, Ray, the Steelers are still, as all NFL teams are at the beginning of training camp, in their acclimation period. It's 5 days, which means tomorrow and Sunday they'll be practicing in shorts again. They're off Monday, and then of course Tuesday will be the first day that they can put on the pads, and that's what everybody looks forward to, including the coaches. We hear Russell Wilson talk about this and other players. That's when they evaluate these guys. They want to see them in pads. So a couple more days in shorts, but I will say this, another big crowd for the morning, bigger than yesterday, and I'm curious to see. I think the crowds will be even bigger on the weekend.
Yeah, I agree, and especially on Tuesday, first day in pads. We'll do the backs on backers drill, and I'm anticipating with Arthur Smith and the way he wants to run, I think you're going to see some physical run periods too. We haven't seen many run periods out here so far. It's hard to simulate a running game when you don't have pads on, but we'll get a chance to see Najee Harris and Jaylen Warren go up against that first team defense next week.
Which leads me to my next point, Ray. That is the way Arthur Smith wants to play. I talked to the offseason during the offseason to Ken Wisenhunt, to Mike Mularkey, coaches who coached with Arthur Smith and kept him on their staff, and all of them, each of them talk about that's his number one thing is physical football, and so that's the way he wants to employ this running game. So you look at Najee Harris. He is the closest thing in this league to Derrick Henry, who flourished for 2 seasons under Arthur Smith's offense, and you would think that Najee Harris would be the perfect fit for Arthur Smith's offense. But when they elected not to pick up his 5th-year offense, it was said to me through the sources that the reason they did that is because they want to see how he fits in Arthur Smith's offense. To me, it's a no-brainer. He would appear to be the perfect fit, but they want to see how Jaylen Warren fits into this offense as well, and they're not so sure maybe that Jaylen Warren, after what we saw last year, I'm not going to call him a better fit, but they don't want to rule him out because he's a better pass catcher and a better pass protector, in addition to being a very good runner. He averaged more than a yard and a half more than Najee Harris did last year.
Maybe that's the issue. Maybe Najee Harris is Derrick Henry light, and he's not Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry utilized in the passing game a lot in Tennessee. You throw to him short, he could be a bull in the open field. It's not that Najee can't do that, but to your point, Jaylen Warren clearly has been the better receiver the last 2 seasons, and the Steelers have really utilized him in that manner. So it'll be interesting to see how it's deployed. I think you got to be careful, right? Najee is the veteran. He's probably going to start the games, but I wouldn't be surprised if Jaylen Warren, on some games, gets the majority of the reps.
We saw that more and more last year as he got more and more playing time. You know, there was obviously a clear delineation that Najee Harris was number 1 and Jaylen Warren was number 2, but as last year evolved, it was definitely 1 and 1A. And while Najee had more rushing yards, Jaylen Warren had a better yards per attempt, 5.3 as opposed to 3.9. He had twice as many pass catches and more than twice as many yards per reception. Like I said, he's a good pass protector. Here's the other thing too, Ray. He's a free agent after the season, so they'll have to make a decision on him before they make a decision on Najee. And, you know, I don't think they're going to let him walk.
And another thing to look at, big plays. Look at that long touchdown run against the Browns last season. He's capable of doing that. Najee Harris, more between the tackles, control the game. He's a guy you can lean on in the second halves of games. I think if you're looking for big plays early in games, it's probably Jaylen Warren who's going to be your guy.
Ray, it's only been 2 days, of course, in shorts, but any particular players aside from the obvious jump out at you?
Yeah, to me, 2 cornerbacks. Donte Jackson continues to be matched up on George Pickens. I thought he had another good day today. And Beanie Bishop, the undrafted rookie slot corner out of West Virginia. He also played at Western Kentucky and Minnesota. He's one of those rare 6-year college guys, 24 years old. He doesn't seem fazed by being a rookie. He's out there with the starters now. It's interesting what they're doing, right? Cam Sutton is practicing, but he cannot play until November. So they're taking a long look at Beanie Bishop. They'll see if he can handle the job. If he can't, maybe they go back to Patrick Peterson or Chandon Sullivan, you know, a few weeks from now. But for now, Beanie Bishop is getting a chance to run with the ones, and, you know, through the first 2 days, it looks okay.
Steelers back on the practice field tomorrow. Don't forget, Saturday and Sunday, the practices move to the afternoon, just like the old days. And then, of course, they're off Monday, Tuesday, back to the morning practice. That's the first day in pads. Ray will be back with you tomorrow. I won't be, but I'll be back on Sunday. We'll continue our training camp coverage here from Saint Vincent College in Latrobe. You're watching Post-Gazette.com.
Thank you for checking out this content from Post-Gazette Sports. If you watch this video on YouTube, please like the video and subscribe to our channel. For all of the sports coverage the Post-Gazette has to offer, visit Post-Gazette.com.